All right, basically we have two choices here with respect to the creating breakpoints. We can create unique ones for this page, or if we want to create them in the exact location as the ones in the master, we would go up to these little triangles. Now to create a unique one, of course, you would just do it as normal. You grab the little slider and you drag it in, and you click the add button. I don't want to do that, so I'm going to click away here. What I do want to do is replicate the ones that are inside of the master. So I'm going to click on that little triangle, and what it does is it pulls the gripper all the way over here, and I still have to click the add button. So I click it there, and now I've established that first breakpoint at 914 pixels. Now looking at my layout here, I'm actually thinking it's probably fine. I'll pull the footer up a little bit. But other than that, I think we're okay to go here. So that one was easy. Let's go down to the next one. I'll click add, and definitely we need some fixing up here. What I am going to do is grab that, and this double gripper means that anything below here will slide up with it, and I want to drag this content up a little farther. So let me undo that. Maybe this one's a little higher. It works with the highest element in the pack. There we go. So I can go there, and I can actually go a little tighter on that. I'll go at 17 pixels. And this text here, I want it to be smaller. I'll highlight it. And let's just make that 18. And then go to the next text box below. Select all. And lower that in font size. And we'll go down to, I guess right now 21 looks good. I'm going to raise that box though. I'm going to highlight it with my selection tool, and I'm nudging up with my arrows right now. And this one can really come up quite a bit. I'll actually make this box a little shorter, and then drag this guy up here, and select all of that text and shrink its size, maybe down to 12 here. Okay, you know what, that's a little too small right now. 13 looks good. We'll go with 13. And again, I'll pull the footer up, tighten that up at the bottom. So now we're looking at that, compared to that, compared to that. So it's looking good at each of these stages. And I'm just going to save here. We'll go to the next one. All right, add. Again, I'm just going to shrink this and tighten things up. So it's just a case of looking at it using your eyes, and I could make this larger if I wanted to. I'm just going to leave it at its natural responsive size here. But we want to bring this down, say 14, and I'll come into here and I'll select all of that. I'm going to select all on the keyboard. And just bring it down and use your eyes, your design sense. And 16 looks quite good there. I'll go to my selection tool and actually shrink that text box. Bring this one up. And I'm actually going to leave that one at that size. There's no need to really shrink that. In fact, I could have probably pulled it down here. Why don't we? Let's do that for this one here. I'll actually bring it down just a little bit, right there. So layout-wise, it uses up the space a bit better. And we'll bring that footer up and save. Now I'm not going to demonstrate the second page, but I'm going to show it to you, and I'd like you to complete that. So let me go back to the finished one, responsive 3 here, the About Us page. Here's what I want you to do. I actually want you to create a fourth breaking point in that one, and I guess I'll just highlight that when we get to it. So in the 1200, you're going to have a map. Look up the school's address, type it in, put the Loyalist College address in the map here. Text box, and just go by what you see on screen here. The 2016 Ontario College's #1 ranked animation program. True story. Then a picture which will be supplied, and put that below proportionally as to how you see it here. Then you go down to the next one and just make your adjustments. Change the text box, change the locations. If you need to shrink the font by highlighting it. Oh, and the big thing with the fonts, of course, is that you are on the format text on current breakpoint, which is the default, as opposed to the one that goes across all breakpoints. Okay, so if I go down another step here, you see it's basically a case of shrinking and potentially relocating. All right, and the 480 was just a standard that's used for mobile phones, and even though this graphic goes a bit larger, it was designed so that these stripes will come to the edge, and it works just fine. So create an extra one manually at 480 on the second page, please, and show me this when you're completed. And that's your exercise in creating content within a responsive design layout. There is one more thing. Let me quickly go back to it here. I hadn't done it, and I want you to do it. If I go out to the 1200s again, with respect to the content, I do want you to pin it. So pin it to the page, so everything close to the right pins onto the right. And I should have done this first, my bad. But regardless, I'm getting it done now. Okay, and then this photo over here, pin it to the right. Go down here and grab this guy, pin it to the left, and go through all the breakpoints and address the pinning. Now, had I done that first, I wouldn't have to go back and do it in all the breakpoints. That's the unfortunate part here, but it's easy enough to go and put in the pinning in all of those elements. Okay, so have that completed, and that's your exercise for today.